What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher
Yeah.
here. This is the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast. I'm Depraved.
I'm Pound.
And yeah, we're excited.
We're
this
here,
is
man.
Comic Corner number 15.
15. Let's
Number
go.
15, ladies and gentlemen.
And unfortunately, this was a shitty week. I'm just kidding.
It wasn't super
I'd say
shitty.
shit, super shitty.
It was mediocre overall. It ends amazingly.
Well, no, it ends. It's just getting there. It's like a step process. We should just jump to the. Let's just get the good shit though. So let's get the good shit out of the way. Then let's just talk about the shitty ones.
Right.
We should, but I know we won't.
So I'm bringing up on the screen our aide.
Yeah.
As you can see, Odin was last week's MVP. So we'll be cycling back through, and I'll be picking the next MVP.
That is you, friend. And then it'll be me again
And
next
then Ralph
week.
gets it next week when the X-Men are here.
Which might be the whole goddamn X-Men.
You get one person, Ralphus.
X-Men can be one person.
No,
Yeah.
Professor X can be a person. Wolverine can be a person.
X-Men, just like this.
Yeah, it's not teams. We're not doing MVP teams. We're doing MVP characters.
You make this shit so goddamn hard, bro.
No, I do not. It was actually quite easy for me to pick mine this week.
Well, yeah, when you broke it down, I said, yeah. And then me rereading it again, I'm like, yeah.
All right. So, we're going to start off like we always do. Well, since last week. With our Marvel Trivia question of the week. Ralph already knows the answer to this.
Yes.
So, I'm not going to let him actually say anything.
Nope.
Well, true or false, during the Civil War, Iron Fist was opposed to the Superhuman Registration Act.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wait until the end of this episode, we will find out what that answer is, unless you already know. And then I just hope you stick around because you love us. So,
We're awesome, man.
starting off, Tales To Astonish, number 45, Caught in the Terrible Traps of Egghead.
First of all, that villain name.
Yeah, this is the second time we've gotten this dumbass.
Right, it is second time. Hold on. Really? It is second time. Damn.
Yeah. This was published July 1st, 1963, written by Stan Lee and H.E. Huntley, penciled by Don Heck, inked by Don Heck. And, yeah, so some of the characters you're going to see in this specific issue are Janet Van Dyne, / the Wasp, Henry Pym, who's also known as Ant-Man, Ape and Twister, and Egghead.
Ant-Man was in 2 issues.
He's in 3 issues, technically, this week. Technically. One of them, he's only in it for 1 panel. It's very quick.
Right, because I'm like, dang. See, he should be... Never mind. Because even in the shitty ones he was in.
Right. All right. So, we begin with a flashback of the previous Egghead battle, although there was an error when explaining this battle. It did explain. It tried to say in the comic that he escaped because he had the springs in his shoes that allowed him to get away from the stickiness.
Right.
While he did use the springs to get out of the box itself, he had actually coated himself prior in a substance to keep him from being able to get stuck because he already knew what Egghead's plan was.
Okay.
But they did not go into that. They just said, yeah, he used the springs and got away.
That's what I was reading. I was like, wait, have you broke that out? I'm like, wait, was that it? Just, no, he's out.
You should have remembered. That was only a couple weeks ago.
Bitch, that's a long goddamn time, sir.
So, present day, we see Ape and Twister, who just escaped Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ape and Twister.
Right. Egghead asks the dumb duo about the Wasp, and they tell him all about the new team-up. Egghead begins a new plan with his new friends. Egghead then creates a signal scrambler to scramble the ants' messages, and then he sets up a secret identity where he works for the zoo as a Professor Stryker.
Bro, this is all bad. How the hell this? You got the good quality. You got the good qualities for it. Go ahead and be a zoo person. We got you.
Right.
We don't do a background check. Fuck that.
Henry and Janet view one of the lessons, and Henry feels like he's seen Stryker somewhere before. Egghead then talks with his goons about setting up a Wasp exhibit to capture the Wasp to set up Ant-Man. And after they are out of the way, they will set up other crimes in order to, make a lot of money. They then set up the Wasp exhibit in the reptile habitat. Egghead gives them a gun to cut the wires at where they're going to be going, which is the diamond exhibit. That night, they knock out the guards with gas, cut the alarm, steal the diamonds. Ant-Man gets the message, but it's scrambled, so he doesn't know what is up. He calls Janet over to try and figure it out. Finally, the message unscrambles itself. They go to the diamond exhibit, and on arrival, they're all gone, and there are no traces. Ape and Twister then try to convince Egghead to just sell the diamonds, but Egghead's like, nah, we need these to stop Ant-Man. So they hide the diamonds in the beehive, and then lace every crack in the room with electric wire. The next day, at the Wasp exhibit, Janet shows up and sees the diamonds in the beehive. She goes home, becomes the Wasp, and then heads back on her own to try and impress Henry.
Oh, shit.
She gets trapped in the beehive and has to signal out for Ant-Man. Ant-Man arrives and falls into a trap where he's in a tank with a Komodo dragon.
Shit.
Ant-Man defeats the dragon, and Ant-Man uses his spring boost to fly out of the case. Wasp also gets out of the hive. However, Egghead opens a box that has an anteater inside, and it comes out. Ant-Man uses his lasso to wrap around the anteater's snout. He then spins the anteater around and throws him into the two dumb guys. Wasp then uses a pin to sting as the villains and Ape fall into, or to sting all the villains.
I have to say, Wasp is doing some dumb shit in this issue.
No, she was using the jousting thing that he used to sting them.
Oh, that's what she's using. I'm just saying, like, the stuff that she's doing, like, I get you want to impress her, but damn, you need to get back up, bitch. Like, bro, you do it too much.
At this point, all the so Ape ends up falling into the snake exhibit, which he's afraid of snakes.
Snake, like Indiana Jones, that shit.
Right. Egghead then escapes. Ape and Twister are arrested, and the jewels are back in the hands of their owners. Henry scolds Janet because they are a team, and she just wants to, and she is honestly just wants him to love her. Meanwhile, Egghead vows to get Ant-Man back. Unfortunately, we will see him again
because these two are the dumbest motherfucking heroes in the building. But fuck it. Egghead's a smart one.
I gave this issue a 2 out of 5.
Oh, that's a straight 1 out of 5 for me, sir.
Again, Egghead's just not a villain that interests me.
Right. No one cares.
And I feel like it's going to be a while before we start getting to a point where I'm really enjoying a lot of what's going on. And this is just me being honest. These guys are superheroes and they're fighting street level thugs. And
and they're losing to them.
They didn't lose.
When Egghead escapes, I get it. Oh, I forgot.
That's not a loss.
Oh, it's a mediocre. Okay, fine. I'll take it. It's a
They still got the diamonds back.
Man.
That's a win.
Sure.
Whatever, Ralph. So, but it's more just, I want to see him fight super villains. That's what I want to see. Like the last Ant-Man issue was so good.
Yeah, and then it's what he fought last year. Well, the last issue was good compared to this one. This one, I'm like, sure, yeah, we're fighting goons again. Which maybe they hit Rodder's block, so they said, let them fight goons again. Let's fuck it,
Right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's also a product of its time. It's a lot of comics back then were focused on more street level type stuff, and it's only going to get worse. We're getting Daredevil soon. That is his whole thing.
Oh yeah. You said that too. We were looking and said Daredevil. I said, oh, that's cool, Daredevil. Then I realized, oh no, Daredevil, because he's gonna be fighting goons. He ain't gonna fight nobody after.
I mean, he has some cool villains of his own. He's got the hand and.
When we ever get to that one, that's probably gonna be a minute for that one. So.
Right.
But
no, I'm just.
I mean, I don't mind Wasp doing Wasp stuff, but it just goes back to Earth's Mightiest Hero. Wasp trying to be like, I'm an Avenger. Get clapped. And I'm like, oh, shit.
And we're also about to go down this path, too, where we're going to go through, 20 issues, I'm guessing. Just throwing a number out there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go through 20 issues of her just wanting him to accept her as her. Because we know they end up married.
Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, I know they get married. It's just...
So right now, he's like, no, you're nothing but a child. And she's like, I'm not a child. And I'm wondering how long it's going to take before, they become a couple and decide to start arguing about, more realistic couple things. Like...
That's why I started laughing, because I'm like, Wasp is just going to get clapped almost every fucking issue. Not all the time, but almost every issue she's going to get clapped in. So...
Yeah,
I give it 1 out of 5, so, yeah.
All
right, let's get to the next one, friend.
That was a quick one.
Oh, definitely quick one.
Speaking of another more bad issues.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Like I said, we're on a string of just kind of shitty ones here, guys.
Compared to last week's, we're good.
Compared to last week's, where everything was really good.
Like a whole, yeah.
This is Tales of Suspense number 43, Iron Man vs. Kala, Queen of the Netherworld. Published July 1st, 1963. Written by Stan Lee and R. Burns. Penciled by Jack Kirby. Inked by Don Heck. The people you will see in this issue are Kala, Baksu, and then, of course, Anthony Stark / Iron Man.
Right.
So we start with a wind tunnel at Anthony Stark's lab going haywire, fucking a lot of shit up, causing tornado-like winds. They call Tony. He dons the Iron Man suit, goes and destroys the fan himself. He goes back to his apartment, returns soon after as himself, just to see scientists and guards disappear right in front of his face. Anthony is then surrounded by some weird glass orb-looking thing that begins to pull him under the earth like an elevator. Below, he reaches a city in the center of the earth. There he meets Kala, Queen of the Netherworld, who also has Tony's friends captured. I won't necessarily call them his friends.
Right, I was say he has friends?
People that worked for him.
Right. My workers that he can replace.
Yeah.
Right, what?
We then find out that the Netherworld inhabitants are descendants of Atlantis.
Sure. Oh, they know Namor. That's what's up.
Maybe.
Right.
As Atlantis was about to be destroyed, they put a dome around their city, and then it sank and sank and sank and sank and sank until it reached the center of the earth.
Yep.
Baksu then goes to show Tony the weapons of the underworld people. Kala also then reveals that she wants Tony to create a way for them to get their forces to the surface to attack the humans. Tony warns her of Iron Man, and she does not care.
Like a beast.
He can either do it or him and his friends can die. And after that, she'll reverse the Earth's axis just to fuck up the whole planet.
Namor, where are you? Every time when I read this issue, I said, Namor.
We found your people.
Right. Please, do so. I'm thinking like Namor is going to show up like randomly in this issue, but I guess not. Fuck me.
He doesn't know they exist.
Yeah, I forgot. Doesn't know they exist. Shit. But you think they would, though, because they live in Atlantis, but I don't know.
Tony says he'll help. They don't live in Atlantis. They're descendants of Atlantis.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, Atlantis is in the ocean.
No, I know Atlantis is in the ocean. I thought maybe like he would probably like with all this crossovers and shit. I thought maybe he would kind of like hint on it that maybe he's trying to find another people like him or whatever the fuck he is. Like,
well, he is trying to, but these are not those people.
I thought maybe they'd be those people. That's why I'm. This entire time, I'm like, bitch, what? That's literally what I was reading. I was going to text you, bro. I was like, this is stupid.
Tony then says he'll help, and the other scientists get mad at him. Tony demands his own lab and to be left alone while he figures it out. Shit. Baksu then is on his way to the lab, admits he doesn't want to do this, and that he also loves Kala.
We knew that.
So Tony, right.
We knew that one.
Tony gets to the lab, creates a new Iron Man armor suit, dons it, and then breaks out. He takes Baksu and tells him that he will spare him he'll spare him as long as he becomes the ruler. He also says that Tony also tells him that Iron Man tells Baksu that Tony escaped to the surface and sent Iron Man back.
Right.
Kala then tries weapon after weapon to hurt Iron Man, but Iron Man always seems to have something that makes each of those weapons useless.
He's Batman now. Let's go.
Apparently.
Apparently.
He then uses mirrors to create multiple versions of himself. Yep. While Kala is distracted, Iron Man grabs her from behind and then rockets towards...
I'm sorry.
Rockets towards the surface.
Guys are from behind, huh?
Once they get there, he tells Kala to look in the water at her reflection.
Oh, no.
Where it's revealed that she's aged a crap ton.
Oh, God.
She wants to go back where she can be young. Iron Man takes her back down to the center of the earth, and she frees the others. Iron Man then tells her to marry Baksu, and they tell Iron Man he is always welcome to come hang out. I gave this one a 3. It was still kind of boring, though.
Yeah, it was a 2 out of 5 for me. I just I started laughing. I don't know why. I guess I got immature humor. Humor right there. She gets it from behind. Ha! Gotcha. You told you he was gonna get you that work, girl. That Iron Man.
I just feel like they could have done more there.
Yeah, it was boring though. It's kind of sad.
And again, even this next one isn't great.
And to be fair, really, I don't see. I mean, I guess like if you're talking about pre-Tony Stark, I don't think he would save these people. I mean, I don't know. I don't like that's something he would. Anthony Stark wouldn't have done. Be like, oh, we got these scientists. That's cool. I'm gonna go get some new ones. I don't know. Like, I don't think he
was trapped though. It's not like he could have just left.
I thought. Okay, so he was trapped. I thought he was out. I thought he got out. I mean, I know he got there, but I thought he can leave at any time he wanted. Okay.
No, just because he told them that Tony went to the surface doesn't mean Tony actually went to the surface. Tony is Iron Man. He's still there, Ralph. I know it's hard to believe.
Like Dom, Blake, and Thor. How is this connection?
Just like you still believe in Santa. I know it's hard.
Listen here, Hobie. We're not doing this today, sir. Santa Claus is real. Fuck you mean. I will look. Santa Claus is real in the camera. There you go. It ain't your parents. It's some big jolly dude coming down the chimney. With some presents.
To kidnap all of you.
No, that's Krampus.
All right.
That's the other one.
Next issue is the Fantastic Four number 15. This was called The Mad Thinker and His Awesome Android.
Yeah.
This was published June 10th, 1963. Written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Dick
Ayers. Boom.
This was a decent one. It was, again, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Right, it wasn't boring.
There's only a couple people you need to know about in this comic. The Fantastic Four, which again is...
God, I hope you know about now.
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, God.
Johnny Storm, the
Who are these guys?
Ben Grimm, who is the Thing.
It's in the title.
And Giraffe Lady here. I mean...
Giraffe Lady.
Dude, look how they drew her neck, dude. This fucking thing...
He did not care. Hey, Stan Lee didn't give a shit.
That wasn't even Stan Lee.
I don't know. It's Dick Ayers.
That was Don.
It was Don. He don't give a shit.
Was it Don Heck?
I thought it was Dick Ayers.
No, Jack Kirby penciled
Jack Kirby. So Jack Kirby didn't give a fuck about drawing this girl. Long neck. Damn.
That's Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Girl.
Yeah.
The Thinker is the one you might not know.
Right.
Because we didn't.
Right. No.
All right, so we start with the reveal that the Fantastic Four's... Now, this was cool. The Fantastic Four's headquarters officially, at this time, is named the Baxter Building.
Finally.
Reed fires the Fantastic Four flare to summon the others, who all leave what they're busy doing to see what he needs. On arrival, Reed tells them that gangs from all over the nation are coming to New York, and the police commissioner is like, hey, we need you guys to pay out, keep a lookout.
I'm like, hey, you better give me some money.
Bitch better have my money.
Right, you better pay me.
Meanwhile, the Thinker awaits on the arrival of the other gang members. He wants to be king of New York and make it a separate nation. The goons say, what about the Fantastic Four? And he's like, I've always got a plan. And the Thinker and his machines have already devised a plan. Mm-hmm. One guy goes to leave, not believing in what the Thinker is capable of, and the Thinker actually tells him as he's leaving, you'll regret this decision in 18 seconds. And exactly 18 seconds later, as the guy walks out of the building, he runs into the cops who arrest him. And that was enough for the people there to be like, oh, he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
And here is his plan for the Fantastic Four, which all this happens as they're showing it. So Torch, his cousin, arrives and asks Torch to be a part of his circus, because right now his circus is failing. Mr. Fantastic is asked by the military to be their research specialist. Mm-hmm. The Thing is asked to join a wrestling organization where he'll be able to face a Yancey Street gang member.
Man.
And the Invisible Girl is asked to be the lead in a movie.
Yeah, but we don't care about Invisible Girl.
Yeah, we do. She's fantastic. The Fantastic Four agree to take a vacation to go do things that they were all asked. And while all of them have a funny feeling about what is all going on, they leave anyways.
Right. Oh, yeah, they don't say, bro, second guess this shit is not.
They're like, we need a break.
Right. They ain't gonna question shit. Yo, give me a villain. Fuck the villain. It's a break time. Break time. We heroes.
Right. So, as they leave, a meteorite hits the bay, causing a minor earthquake. I spelled it quack. That's great.
Nice. No,
minor earthquake.
A
minor earthquake that causes all the power to go out, giving the Thinker and goons a chance to take over the Baxter Building. Yep. The Thinker is excited about Reed's findings. So basically, everyone in the Fantastic Four hate what they went to go do, so they all said, fuck it, and went home.
Right.
However, on their arrival, the building was turned into some sort of weird crystal, and they can't get in. However, the Thinker's face appears on the crystal and says that he wants them to come in so he can defeat them. And he opens a door for them.
I wouldn't even, but I'm not the Fantastic Four.
This is why the Thinker... This is why every villain ever is dumb.
They really are.
Oh
shit! We're just gonna walk to the door. Fuck it.
So they thwart a couple traps.
Sure.
And then the Thing wraps this wall around some guys trying to use their own vibration guns against them. They end up crawling up the elevator shaft, and on the process get hit with gas. But Thing winds Reed up and lets him release like a fan,
right? Which
blows all the gas away. Which is probably the most creative way I've seen them use Reed so far.
Right.
So I wasn't too mad about that.
Right, no, that was okay. I'll take that one.
They get up to the top and confront an android. It mimics Thing's power, so Reed wraps him up. Sue pushes a weak point on its side to defeat it.
Right, that was it. And right, that's it. Roll credits. That was all you needed to do.
They then confront the Thinker, who has more weapons pointed at them. However, they end up disintegrating, and they apprehend the Thinker. Thinker wonders how he did it, and Reed is like, you didn't calculate for the X Factor. He called a mailman to hit the doorbell right at 4 o'clock, which renders all of Reed's equipment useless. Thinker is arrested, and we end with Sue kind of snuggled up on Reed's arm, saying they're all together as they should be. We're finally starting to see Sue kind of be with Reed.
Right. That's damn, because
finally.
It took like what was this, 15?
She finally got out of fucking
it's been 14 issues, man.
Namor's fucking obsession.
Like a legit, like don't hurt him. Don't hurt, like, lady, you're like in the way between us hurting him. Please move. Like, I'm happy she's out of that, which I'm hopefully we don't go back to, but we probably will end up going back to, like, the obsession of Namor. But for right now, moment of peace for that little moment, so that's good at least.
I gave this issue a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5. Oh, that's what I gave 3 out of 5. Like, it has some moments, but it was cool.
My favorite being they finally named the Baxter Building. Finally.
Mine was actually finally, that just the hug. See, it's those little small moments that will actually change the thing. And of course, the villain going to jail and shit. That's a plus there too.
Right.
Until we get to this fucking next one. Goddamn.
Oh, so this was Ralph's favorite. So
we're glad you ain't picking the fucking. You better. I'm drinking this.
This is Strange Tales number 111, and we're actually reading 2 stories out of this one. This one's called, the first one, which is the A story, is called Fight to the Death with
Pesto?
Pesto Man.
Pesto Man? Oh, I got it right. Oh, shit.
No, you got it wrong.
Okay.
It's Asbestos Man. And then...
First of all, that name.
The C story is Face to Face with the Magic of Baron Mordo.
That might be the only one that was lit in this little issue right here.
This was published August 1st, 1963, written by Stan Lee and H. Huntley. Dick Ayers penciled and inked the Strange Tales, or the Fantastic Four story.
Right, and then
Steve Ditko penciled and inked the Doctor Strange story. Some people, we're only going to cover, we'll do this, one story at a time.
Right.
So, Strange Tales number 111A, you're going to see the Fantastic Four, Blackie Barker, who is a mob boss, Professor Orson Kazloff, who becomes the Asbestos Man.
Of course.
And then, of course, Johnny Storm and Human Torch.
Yay.
All right. This is Ralph's favorite story. Ralph specifically read this one first.
All right, and I'm so pissed.
It cracks me up because he always rushes to read
the Stranger Tales.
The Stranger Tales.
Always
and it's like usually the worst one, and I'm like, why?
You know damn well why. Because you know what's about to happen in this bullshit. You are the Human Torch, but you about to bullshit this whole fucking thing up. Go ahead, man.
All right.
God damn it. You would be fucking glad, bro. I'm like, he would be my MVP. Swear to God. If this was me picking MVP right here, it'd be 1 out of 5, of course, but MVP right here would be him. Yep. But
all right, so we begin with Professor Orson Kazloff trying to figure out who to contact to become a villain. I wonder who I can call to make crime. Really?
It was already started off bad.
When everyone around him rushes to see Torch nab some more enemies, in the distance, Blackie Barker, king of the underworld,
first of all, Blackie Barker,
also watches and commands his driver to take off. Kozlov has a flashback of being tired of working for smaller amounts of money while his company makes a lot off of his discoveries. So he then decides he will turn to a life of crime and attempts to rob his old company, but as the alarms go off, he flees, narrowly escaping. He asks around to try and find out how to talk to Blackie, to no avail.
Black man in the elevator. Blackie. Why would you?
I feel racist as fuck reading this.
Right,
this is not even cool.
This is no. And there's no way to really cut it. We gonna call Barker. You just call Barker. No, we can't call Barker. Can't call Barker.
So Kozlov buys a castle on the outskirts of town.
That's what I'm reading.
And creates an asbestos suit.
Oh shit!
So that he can defeat Torch in order to draw in underworld bosses. So he sends a letter to the Torch challenging him. And then the Sue and others, so Sue and the Fantastic Four try to talk him out of the fight because they're like, you don't need to fight everyone that thinks they're better than you. And then Asbestos Man calls him, and Torch is like,
he calls you a bitch. He's a bitch.
He called. He's like, you a bitch.
You a bitch.
And Human Torch is like, I'll be there at 10.
Right.
It's a date.
This is the most, bro.
Let's be real. Thing would have done the same thing. If somebody called,
sure, but he would actually beat him though. Bro.
So anyways,
the thing actually would have done some work.
That night, Torch storms the castle, and Asbestos Man confronts him.
This is so stupid.
Nothing Johnny does works, and Asbestos Man wins by using a trap door to trap Johnny into, and he drops Johnny into the stream under the house. Now Blackie had not Blackie.
You're making me tremble.
I'm doing it on purpose.
I know you do it on purpose.
Asbestos Man.
Oh shit!
Had also called the media to come and watch Torch lose.
Of course he did, because he already loses before. Fuck it.
So Johnny swims to the outskirts of.
No, you can't flame on.
Fucking river.
You can't flame on, Johnny. What's wrong, Johnny?
He mopes home and goes to sleep. Now, Johnny wakes up and Sue tells him the news is all over, and Johnny doesn't want help, but doesn't know what to do. He's not giving up. He just doesn't know how to beat this guy. And his sister's like, hey, dumbass. You may not be able to burn him, but you can burn everything around him.
That's
use your head.
I feel like you should just so much in a row. Hey, dumbass.
Use your fucking head, bro.
And
use your head, bro.
And like normally Johnny does, he does not use his head. He really fucking doesn't.
Sometimes he does.
Sometimes, but not this time. Oh, shit.
She basically tells him he may be fireproof, his surroundings aren't, so while this is all happening, Asbestos Man breaks out some of Blackie's gang. Torch flames on, and heads out. Back at the castle, Torch bursts in, melts Asbestos Man's net from the jump, and then drops the chandelier on Asbestos Man's head. He then melts the floor under Asbestos Man's feet, and Asbestos Man gives up before he runs out of oxygen. And then the cops come and arrest the bad guys. And Asbestos Man escaped out the back.
You had him, bro. I never read. I was so into it. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. I was like, yo, I had to literally.
I actually enjoyed this story for the most part.
For the most part,
it was dumb in a lot of places. Do not get me wrong. I don't mind dumb in comics though. It happens.
Yeah. This is what it is. This is funny as shit.
This is 60 story writing.
That's what I said. 60.
We'll run with it.
60 stories writing. That's it. No shit.
So I actually did like that Johnny had like his first real defeat.
Oh, okay.
Like before he might have to hide for a few minutes to recharge or something stupid like that. But this,
or he make a clone of himself.
He lost. He legit lost.
Yeah.
And I like that he didn't necessarily go home and be like, I'm done being a hero. I can't do this.
He didn't do a Spider-Man.
He didn't pull a fucking Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
Fucking bitch.
Fucking bitch. That's what he's... Peter, it's for you. You're a bitch. You should go back and fight Doc Ock. You should not call us here. I'm going home now. Bye. I got to make another Stranger Tales. That's right. What he should have told him.
Although it would have been cool for Johnny to be all like, I'm done. And the Spider-Man show up to his school and be like, never give up.
Never give up. No, he'll show up at his hotel. He'll do it. He'll show up at his hotel. You were quitting? No, I quit. I do more quit than you do.
But no, so I mean, it was really cool to see him not necessarily give up, but try and figure out what the fuck he's gonna do. Although it was kind of annoying that his sister was just like, dude, don't be dumb.
Right.
Because I've seen Torch do brilliant fucking things.
He blinded somebody.
Like he's blinded people. Right. He's created fucking flame versions of himself that are fake.
Vortexes and shit. He didn't.
So he's done smart things.
It's like you can't flame on, but you can flame other things around you. I can? That's what.
Bing,
bing. Oh my god.
So yeah, I gave it a 3.
I gave it a.
The good news is we don't tier these, so we can rate them whatever the fuck we want. It has no bearing on nothing.
But I was gonna make my MVP would have been him. I swear to God, bro. Did you even look up when he comes back?
No, I didn't bother.
Right, because we was fuck, right?
It'll probably be within the next week or two.
Yeah. He'll be with the PPP and the Wizard Man.
Dear God, please don't.
There'll be a 3-way of people that actually escaped this motherfucker because they're like, bro, they keep coming out of prison a lot. We might need to just like torch all 3 of them.
So, Strange Tales 111, Part C,
Jesus
is
Christ.
You're going to see Doctor Strange, the Master, and Baron Mordo. They still haven't actually named the Master yet. He's just the Master.
Right.
All right, so we start with Baron Mordo wanting to defeat the Master to take his place.
Which, that's some Doctor Strange MCU thing.
So he astral projects and takes over the mind of one of the Master's aides. He forces him to poison Master's drink.
Right.
Mordo then reveals himself to Master, telling him that he is the strongest, and Master is surprised that his past student would do this to him. However, Master refuses to tell Mordo any of the darkest of magics. Strange then completes some training, because Strange is doing his own thing.
Right.
Strange completes some training, tries to mentally tell Master, I've completed my training, but Master doesn't respond. So Strange is like, yo, I should probably head out.
Right. Something's wrong.
Let's bounce to Tibet, shall we?
Right. That's exactly what he did. He
so Mordo and Strange, once Strange gets there, Mordo and Strange start to fight until Master mutters, Strange is like, oh, the amulet.
That's exactly what it sounded like. Huh, I'm hearing some mumbling. Like that wah wah wah. Mumble rapping, that's what it is.
Right. So he uses the amulet to give the power back to Master, or give some power back to Master. He then tells Mordo that he's going to go to his body and put a stop to this. So Mordo takes off because he's like, nuh-uh.
That's literally what Mordo did. Oh, you're going to do that.
They arrive at Mordo's place at the same time. Mordo's a little bit quicker, reaching his body.
Right.
Mordo then feels he has the upper hand, but Strange is like, yo, I won.
Yep, that's it.
He's like, because you're back in your body, oh boy, is back to his normal self. He's now treating the Master.
Right, he's because, that was really
and then he's like,
smart.
And my Eye of Agamotto has you
it.
frozen in place, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. See, that's some hero shit, Torch. Take notes, bitch.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do.
But yeah, so the hold over the Servant's gone. Servants is treating Master back to health. Master then tells Strange he did well, and Strange says one of them will die the next time they encounter, which I doubt.
What are you, we're going to Mortal Kombat this shit?
Your soul is mine.
Right, what the fuck, fatality?
Now we expect Baron Mordo to come back quite often. That's one of Strange's biggest enemies. Which, if you ever watched the actual Doctor Strange movie that the MCU did, you would not have known that.
Right.
Fun fact, Baron Mordo in the comics is white.
Right.
And they don't know whether he's fat or skinny. He was drawn both ways.
They made him
back-to-back paints.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
The first painting you see him, he looks like Kingpin from behind.
Right, like
and then the second time, he looks like Doctor Strange.
Right.
But
they really didn't know what they wanted there, so they said, fuck it.
They're like, let's just roll with it.
Right. It's just a one-off issue. Ain't like he really coming back. Right. I mean, at that time, they're probably like, it's just a one-off. Nobody won't really care too much about this.
Nobody gives a fuck about this.
Right. Until he makes more appearances.
But yeah, so that's... I gave this a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 4. See, it starts getting better. We really do.
And the reason I gave it a 4, is it a great story? No. It's at least still different, though. Like, Doctor Strange does bring a different feel in his comics.
So this is his second time. Okay, second time.
And he's astral projected in both, so he's doing the whole spirit world thing, which
tight.
Is cool.
I like that leaving the body.
And this introduced Baron Mordo, and they gave you enough to know that he at some point was the Master's student,
right?
Who will at some point probably be revealed as the Sorcerer Supreme,
right?
So yeah, I thought it was...
he wanted to take it. It's like Loki. He wants to take it to be like the king or the crown or something. So I like the Baron Mordo aspect of what he's doing. So. I could dig it.
Right. So next up, Fantastic Four. This is a duo of comics that are fantastic.
See, this was probably the best one.
Again, so far, Fantastic Four, I can see why they became as famous as they were as far as superheroes.
Yeah, because they kept going. And you would think, like, oh, they're going to stop. No.
Even their bad issues, like the ones that,
like the one they made a movie on, it still was decent.
It's still pretty decent. They haven't had an actual terrible issue yet.
Yeah,
They've had a couple laughable ones, like when they had to sell their fucking
house to do it. They had to go on OnlyFans on that bad boy.
That was a bit dumb.
But it was still entertainment, though. I still fuck with it. And then even with Sue tripping, like, don't put hands on Namor. He's not in his right mind. I will still take that.
Right.
Not Stranger Tales. They stopped doing that. I know they quit making more of them.
So, this was issue number 16. This is called The Micro World of Doctor Doom.
Yep.
This is published July 10th, 1963. Written by Stan Lee. Penciled by Jack Kirby. Inked by Dick Ayers.
Boom, boom.
And co-stars Ant-Man.
Yes.
Crossover, baby.
See? Ant-Man.
Wasp is even in it.
Is she gonna
as you see here. Wasp is in it. Ant-Man's in it. The Fantastic Four. I'm not reading their names again. You got that earlier. Dr. Doom's in it. Alicia's in it. Yep. The King and Princess Perla, which you have no clue who they are, but they're in it.
Right. It's a whole entourage, man.
It's jam-packed full of dopeness.
Right.
Dopeness. All right. So.
That's what's up.
We start with a streak of light through the sky that distracts everyone. It happens to be the Human Torch rushing to try and figure out where the fuck the rest of the Fantastic Four went. He must have just...
You must be on Stranger's Tales. No?
He must have just been coming back from fighting fucking
Pay Spot Pete. I was going to say PPP. Or one of the motherfuckers that got away.
Now, believe it or not, these stories are usually in order, Ralph. I know you don't read them in order.
Wait, so...
But they're usually in order.
So
he's probably just coming back...
To taking an L to...
from letting the Asbestos Man escape.
Oh, God. So he's just moopy.
So Human Torch is rushing back to the Baxter building, trying to find his team. He eventually finds them super small, and they're about to be sucked into an air vent, so Torch welds it shut, and they all grow back to their normal size. Everyone then reveals that they've all had separate experiences. I'm not going to tell you what all their separate experiences are, but they have all had separate experiences. Reed then says they should talk to Ant-Man. The ants...
And that was late. As soon as he said that, I liked that.
Because apparently Ant-Man has had ants hiding in Fantastic Four's base for whatever fucking reason. You creepy-ass fucking dude.
Right. Stocky looking motherfucker, isn't he?
The ants relay the message to Henry, and Ant-Man comes to talk to the Fantastic Four while Wasp stays at the base. Now, this is why I also liked they even included Wasp, even though she's still new to that series. They included the, hey, you stay here, watch the base, I'm going to go talk to the Fantastic Four.
Right, because she's been fucking up lately, but you know what? She'll get her time one day.
Probably when she's laying eggs in somebody's bed. That's Ultimate Universe. I'm sorry. You didn't get that far. Ultimate Universe is just weird.
She's
an
actually... one of the first comics he started reading. Probably when she starts laying eggs in people.
So, Reed puts Ant-Man in a glass box to make his voice louder, because it had like a voice projection thing.
Right. Small motherfucker.
Otherwise, he'd be like...
Hey, how's it going? like, hey, guys, what's happening?
Even though everyone else seems to hear him just fine.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Ant-Man gives Reed some growing and shrinking drops to help later, and he heads to his lab to see if he can find anything else going on. Later, Thing is helping Alicia clean when Reed Richards runs in, shoves liquid down his throat, turning him back into Ben Grimm. He drops the piano. And when I mean he shoves it down his throat, he's like, here, Ben, drink this. Like,
take this take the smoothie. Don't ask no questions.
He didn't even give him a chance to, like, accept. He just shoved it in his fucking mouth.
I'm like, damn, Reed. Doing some savage shit.
Reed is done giving a fuck, dude.
Get this
like,
shit
I think it was
bitch.
like 2 issues ago. Reed was like, I'm done giving a fuck.
Bro, he stopped giving a fuck when Incredible Hulk showed up. That's when he really stopped giving a fuck. Can you clean this?
So, Ben tells him, he even tells Ben it's temporary, but he wants to see how long it'll last. And Ben's like, yo, stop worrying about me. She likes me for who I am, and I'm happy about that. How about you just help her get to the point where she can see again?
Right. That was probably the most... Hey, he didn't have to clobber nobody. That was like a little... I mean, in that... I know it was like, damn, but like, that was right to the point. Right.
Right.
He said, can you make her seeable?
And at this point, in separate areas, every one of the Fantastic Four start to hear a girl's voice warn them about Dr. Doom. They all end up meeting up. Ben is now the Thing again. As a matter of fact, when he's running through the door, he's like, and I'm the Thing! I'm back to being the Thing. And I'm like, thank you for just... I mean, you could have just walked in the Thing and we'd have just known.
I thought he was going to do the...
You didn't need to tell us.
I was ready for him to do the Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah, I'm the Thing! I thought, there is a door. He just... I like going through the wall. I thought he was going to go through the wall. I was ready for it. He just opened the door. I was like, oh, that's a pussy way. I would just bam through the window. Or through the wall.
So they all decide to drink the shrinking potion to try and see what happens.
Right.
And they all appear in Micro World, where Doom's guards have their weapons pointed at them. Doom shrinks them further and tells them how he got here. After being hit by his own shrink ray, back a couple issues ago,
literally,
he ended up here and was quickly put as the head of the science division in the kingdom by the king and Princess Pertla. He made a new shrink ray gun and shrank the king and princess, and then started to fuck with the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four, he was the one shrinking them and growing them and just messing with them.
Yeah, just pretty much literally fucking with them for real.
The Fantastic Four, even small, ended up beating the hell out of the guards.
Yep.
But then they got put to sleep when Dr. Doom sprayed them with some sort of sleep gas, and they woke up in a prison that was surrounded in an acid lake, surrounded by metal piranhas.
Oof.
And the king and princess were also in this prison.
Those poor bastards.
Yeah. Johnny flirts with the princess. Thing puts him in his place.
Right.
And then the princess reveals she refused to marry Dr. Doom. and that there is a Talk ship on its way to make slaves of them all. Talk is some sort of weird alien race.
Oh, okay. That's why I was wondering what they were. That's not okay.
Ant-Man then fights off, or no, wait, upon return, what the fuck, I just totally skipped a whole fucking paragraph.
Like, well, I skip a lot of things.
Yeah.
He pulled a Ralph, goddammit.
Ant-Man shows up to the Fantastic Four hideout, finds the broken glass, and he's like, hey, that must have shrunk. I guess I could shrink further myself. And
right.
He does.
Oh, what a twist. Let's shrink too.
Right.
Right.
What did you just say? That was the biggest mumble, Ralph, I have ever heard in my life.
I said they'll shrink too. I said, what? I didn't even set us though for that shit. I was like, wait, what did he do? I need a decoder. Find me an engineer.
So anyways, he then gets captured by Dr. Doom once he arrives. The Fantastic Four start to rip portions of the wall out of the prison to make a small submarine-ish dome thing, freeing themselves from their prison. Upon return, they grow themselves back with Doom's Ray to their normal miniature size.
Right.
And I lost where I was at again. There we go. So they grow themselves back with Doom's Ray. Invisible Girl then releases Ant-Man from his bindings. Thing runs out, grabs a tower, and bats the Talk shit away like he's a fucking home run
MLB
master.
That shit. Hey, he Jackie Robinson that shit home run.
Ant-Man fights off the guards, and Invisible Girl then takes Doom's gun from him.
Right.
Doom escapes through an escape hatch, ends up going to the real world, so he grows himself. And the Fantastic Four ask the King to let them use the ray gun to go back to their world too. He says, yeah. Perla then tries to convince Torch to stay because apparently Perla... Didn't he already have that one chick? What was her name?
From the second Stranger Tales, the other world. I forgot her name, but yeah, he went
Dimension X.
Yeah, yep.
I just don't remember what the girl's name.
And we talked about this too. He said, "Bro, he get all the hosts for somebody be taking a lot of goddamn L's right now." He get all the hosts, don't he? He like Peter Parker that shit. Damn.
But Torch is like, I have to go with my fam, but maybe one day I'll return.
Please
he
don't.
also told the chick in the Stranger Tales, by the way.
Right.
And then they all end up growing into the next issue. I gave this issue a 4 out of 5. Yeah. I thought it was solid.
Yeah, that was solid. 4 out of 5.
And we follow that up with Fantastic Four issue number 17, defeated by Dr. Doom.
Right. It's like literally, it's like a 2-parter. Literally, it's crazy.
It's like to be continued.
Right.
Published August 10th, 1963, written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Dick Ayers.
Boom.
The cover of this kind of sucked, though. And then, here, we will see the Fantastic Four, Dr. Doom, and Alicia.
And this was the fun one.
So, we pick up right where we left off, and our heroes see Ant-Man off. This is the time when I was like, he makes a quick appearance. He's shooting off to go back home.
To go do another
to fight Egghead for the third time.
For the time, right. Because he escapes again.
Actually, we don't know what he's doing next.
Right, he might just be watching ants.
Possibly.
Right, literally.
So, our heroes see Ant-Man off. That is when we then get a flashback of the last issue. However, they added some shit that wasn't actually in the issue before. Right. Apparently, Human Torch got knighted by the princess. Why didn't you show that? Why are you retconning something already from the previous issue?
Right.
The fuck?
That's something you should have put in the last issue.
Yeah.
Like, I would like that. That would have been interesting.
And then they got into this funny argument. And now I didn't write this part down, but I remember this part where
they had an argument.
He was like, keep it up and make you all start calling me sir.
I'm like, listen here, Bit. You can't even... Never mind. Listen.
So...
I'll throw you down there with Namor.
Reed is using a radar to try and find where Doom went, while the others head out to search for him in the city, but to no avail. Nobody could find a fucking thing.
Right, because we're just stupid right now, because Doom is just gone.
Later, they all meet up and realize Doom isn't leaving any clues anywhere, so they continue on with their lives. As they go to leave, they see fans swarming their personal elevator, and the janitor offers to take them down in the freight elevator. After shaking all their hands... And so after the janitor shakes all of the Fantastic Four's hands, they leave, and we find out that the janitor is actually Dr. Doom, which I knew that's who it was from the moment I seen him, because, I'm not dumb.
Yeah, he didn't, like Clark Kent and Superman, like, we can see that.
Right.
I like we always give Heather, like, he's like, bro, it's Superman, people.
And he apparently placed tracking beacons on their hands while shaking their hands, and then Doom sends off some weird ghost robots after them. The ghost bots ruin everyone's evening. Like, they all had special things they were doing, and the ghost robots fucked everything up. Now, here's the thing, though. The ghost robots didn't actually do anything.
No, they didn't.
They just followed them, but it was freaking people the fuck out. Like, Reed was getting an award, and he was like, yo, what the fuck? They were like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, I have no clue. It's been following me.
Right. And they were really tripping. And with the Human Torch and thing, like, they were really freaked out. Like, should I hit it or not hit it? I'm like, hit that thing.
A couple people tried to, and they couldn't touch it.
They couldn't touch it. It was like impossible, man. Like, they couldn't touch this damn thing.
Like, they would go through it. Like, you could. They were invisible robots, basically, but ghosts. But you could see it. It's weird. So, it ruins everyone's evening. The Fantastic Four meet back up in the Baxter building to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Right.
Reed finds the discs, and they remove them, and the ghost bots disappear. And we also find out Doom plans on getting back at the Fantastic Four because Thing can find a girl, but his jealous bitch ass can't. That is legit his reason for fucking with the Fantastic Four, y'all.
Hey, but it's a fucked up reason.
Ben can get a girl.
Why can't I? Yo. It's fucked up, though. It's fucked up, bro. That's what you... It's petty, but it's fucked up. It's like, yo, that big rock-looking piece of shit, I want a girl, man. So I'm gonna fuck with all of them.
So, Doom then kidnaps Alicia.
Yep.
Through some sort of weird skywalking beam.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
Because he's in a floating fortress, by the way. So this was even before S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, he had his own little floating fucking spaceship.
Right. That can beam me up, Scotty.
People in. And everyone is like watching her float. And she's like, I feel like I'm walking on air.
In front of everybody. So nobody's like, okay, damn. We all took the Stranger Tales thing, haven't we?
So Thing ends up getting super pissed when he found out by reading the papers. As Thing loses his shit, Doom shows up with a projection of his face and basically tells them he's going to do whatever he wants, and if they interfere, he's going to either fuck shit up or kill her. All right, Doom.
See, Doom came with a
yeah, you're just being a dick and shit.
To be fair, his motive is fucked up.
So, Reed then says he's going to go after him regardless. Things like, no, motherfucker.
Right.
And they end up getting into a fight. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Doom sends a tape to Washington demanding that he has a post in the presidential cabinet. Right. America declines, so Doom fucks with everyone's electronics, effectively shutting the nation down.
EMP that shit.
So a representative shows up to the Fantastic Four headquarters for help, and Reed tells them that he has a plan, but he can't share it with anyone but the team for safety reasons.
Right, because you might be Doom.
Thing apologizes to Reed for the fight from the time from before, and Reed's like, it's cool. I found out that Doom actually has a ship, but it has disintegrator rays locked onto the molecular signature. So Reed's plan is to turn Thing into Ben, because his whole molecular structure will change, allowing him to get past the rays.
Right.
So he turns him into Ben. Ben gets past the rays just in time because, it has to be like right at the edge.
It's comic book work, so he turns right back into the Thing as soon as he gets out the rays.
He turns into Thing as soon as he lands on the ship.
Lands on the ship.
Thing destroys the main disintegration circuit. The others end up joining him. And they split up to not all get caught together at once, because this is smart. And now the good news is, so all the men end up in their own individual traps, all of which they all escape out of. And then when the men meet back up, they end up being surrounded by some sort of weird power spheres that disappear, and Doom has won. He's evaporated 3 of the 4 members of... he sent them to another dimension.
Right, literally.
That is until they bust through the wall. Doom throws up an invisible wall, and he's like, how did you get back from where I sent you? And Torch is like, oh, that actually wasn't us. It was flame duplicates of us. And again,
we're doing that
Torch has things that he does
that
are smart.
That are smart.
And then he fights Asbestos Man, and he's like, I don't know how to beat him.
And the Wizard and PPP, and it's just like, well... Or Namor. It's like, well, this shit doesn't work for me. I got a cutoff point. Like, well, damn, all right, fuck.
So then Sue finds Alicia.
Right.
Frees her and sits in the chair in her place. Right. As Doom tries to grab her, she disappears and locks the door with both of them inside.
Oh, snap.
At which point, she starts to whoop Doom's ass.
That's it. And that's it.
Then he pushes a button, setting a trap that have moving bars.
Right.
She sneaks over to move his hand to turn them off. He grabs her, but she uses judo.
Right.
To her,
that's something new. Like, that's the first time we ever seen her actually use other than invisible. I mean, she's invisible, but damn, judo?
Right.
Wow.
which was taught to her by Reed Richards at some point.
Right. At some point.
Knocked him back. He pulls a gun. The others bust in, and then he opens a hatch and jumps from the flying fortress.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out, bro."
Dr. Doom has blasted off again.
Again, he said, "I'm out. I'm leaving. Fuck you guys. You guys are weird."
Reed and Sue hold each other.
Right. Again, yeah.
Thing holds Alicia.
Right.
And Torch also wants to jump from the plane.
I thought maybe Torch.
He's like, I left my love interest back in Micro World, you sons of bitches.
Actually, I left my love interest back in Dimension X.
And Dimension X. I could have all these interdimensional
right.
And y'all are in here making me sick to my stomach, you fucking bitches.
Right. And I still take those L's in this fucking team.
I actually gave this issue a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. 5 out of 5. It was good. It was solid. The whole thing.
It was actually really, really good.
Torch was doing some cool shit. Fuck, man.
Everybody did their thing.
Right.
Which leads me to my MVP.
Is it Asbestos Man?
Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
It's Invisible Girl.
You know, it's Asbestos Man. He lies. We're going to go ahead and just scratch that shit out.
No. It's Invisible Girl. Now, yeah. I feel really weird choosing 2 different Fantastic Four members back-to-back for my choices.
No, that's right. Yeah, you did.
Because usually I'm not the biggest fan of their individual workings. However, in this specific issue, like the last time Reed took charge and finally was like, fuck y'all, we're doing this.
Right.
Like, he did his thing. This issue, I was super impressed by Invisible Woman. First off, having the guts to legit lock her and Doom into a room together.
This could have got ugly.
Like, this wasn't just, like, trying to necessarily just save Alicia. She knew what she was doing.
Right.
And she locked the door to where it was just them two.
Right.
And then started to whoop his ass.
And then he was trying to throw traps at her. He said, nope. Try again. Reflect it. Boom. Hit you again. You get knocked the fuck out.
Right.
He was getting his ass kicked so much he had to escape that bitch. He said, "Yo, I'm outie, bro. You're kicking my ass. I gotta go."
So it was really.
I'm gonna go to jail.
It was really cool to see the Invisible Girl actually step up,
right,
and finally be that team member that she was afraid several issues ago that she wasn't able to be.
Right.
She actually was she felt a part of the team, which was pretty dope. So she won my MVP. All right. So with that being said,
what are the next issues?
Marvel trivia question of the week. Right. True or false? During the Civil War, Iron Fist was opposed to the Superhuman Registration Act, and the answer is true.
Yeah,
that's a fun picture of Iron Fist, actually.
Yes, it is. It is.
All right. Man, this was a boring week.
Yeah.
Other than those last couple.
Other than that, It
could have been worse, though. Could have been worse.
Oh, they all could have been 1 out of 5s.
Could have.
Jesus Christ.
Thankfully, we did not get that. Now, next week, we are super excited for the comics we're actually going to get to read next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, next week, we are actually starting page 3, because we were on page 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that finished it off page 2. And I'll get to read both of these over the next 2 days at work and have all this stuff ready for next week.
Hell
I
yeah.
am so excited for next week's stories. So we're going to get a Thor story,
right,
where he's fighting something called the Demon Duplicators, whatever the fuck those are. And then we get to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp fight an actual Cyclops. I'm wondering if it's the same Cyclops from Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, right.
Iron Man is facing somebody named the Mad Pharaoh. The next Fantastic Four is called A Skrull Walks Among Us.
That is going to be interesting. I'm going to like that one. Probably like that one the most.
We are about to get introduced to the Super Skrull.
Right.
Which is dope.
We haven't heard about Skrulls since issue 2.
Right. We get Amazing Spider-Man #4, where Spidey fights against Sandman.
Wow.
So Flint Marco's in.
Right.
And we're ending with the very first issue of the X-Men.
Wow.
Let's get it.
These should be good. We don't know. They all might be ass, but right now this seems like it's going to be a decent roll of comics.
So here's the thing. The Thor average rating amongst everybody that's read it is at a 2.5 stars.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean anything.
No,
I've seen stuff rated two stars that I gave 4.
Right, it still
it happens.
Right.
The Ant-Man and Wasp story averages 2 stars.
Okay.
The Iron Man averages 2 stars.
Okay.
But Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men all average 4 stars.
I kind of figured, because really those sound like... Well, first X-Men, let's get that out of the way. Then, of course, the Sandman, that's going to be interesting. And the Fantastic Four, A Scroll Among Us, bro, that title alone is going to be interesting to read right there.
And then next week, we also get the Spider-Man issue where he fights Doctor Doom.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be a fun little...
Spider-Man's starting to make himself out here, make himself present now. Mm-hmm. Nice.
So, yeah, that's, ladies and gentlemen, that is next week's set. Let's get it. Sorry. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. Dude, the X-Men are finally going to be in the Marvel Universe.
That's going to be great.
Super Skrull's coming.
Right.
Sandman's coming.
Right.
Some other people that we don't know from the other costumes.
Fuck all that. We got Sandman, Skrull, and we got X-Men. Let's go. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's all that fucking matters.
All right. So, with that being said, that is going to be the end of this. Remember, next week we'll be covering episode 3 of Hawkeye, as well as the 6 comics we just told you guys about. And yeah, I'm super excited to see where things go next week, you guys. Yeah. That being said, we love you all. Thank you all for watching.
Excelsior.
And we'll see you all next week. Excelsior.
Yeah, I was late as fuck with that.
You went early?
Early as fuck with that.
It happens. Bye, guys.
See you later.